So today I got my uncle with me. He looks younger than me. Yeah, and we're going to be doing a mock test. You haven't driven for approximately, we'd say about 20 odd years.
That's correct.
You lost your license. Was it revoked or?
No, just lost.
Just lost and never bothered driving again?
Yeah, never bothered.
Okay, and now you have applied for your license. They've given you a full UK license, so the pink license, and you just want to refresh your lesson just to see how you get on.
Correct.
Okay, but we'll treat it as a mock test. So we'll drive for about 20 minutes to half an hour just to see how you get on with the roads. What I would say has changed on the roads is a lot more traffic, a lot more 20 miles per hour roads. Okay, and maybe like the cars as well, they've changed. So the way you start them, the way you drive them, maybe the gear stick. I don't know if you're used to the slightly older cars. Okay, but we'll just see how you get on. I'll talk you through how we'll start the car, the controls. You happy with the controls? You want me to go through them, like the indicators, the gears?
Indicators left, wipers right.
Yeah. Okay, and in this car I've got two pedals as well, so I've got a brake and I've got a clutch. If I need to use them I will, but the driving I'm going to leave down to you just to see how you get on. Okay, in about half an hour we'll see how you get on. Yeah?
Safe.
Okay, so get the clutch down for me. Okay, and just press this start button here. Clutch all the way down. Okay, that's the car started now. Do you feel like you're close enough to the pedals? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, now whenever you're ready you continue driving for me. Okay, I'll give you directions. If I don't, just follow the road ahead.
Okay.
Here, when I asked my uncle to continue driving, he indicated and put the handbrake down straight away. He checked his centre and left mirror. He didn't bother looking over his left shoulder. Potentially there could have been a car there coming around the bend or also pulling off from the left. Now he remained in first gear all the way along this road. The engine was starting to sound very loud. He refused to get into second gear, probably because there was a junction approaching. I asked him to take a right at the end of the road. I could tell straight away that he would have great or good control over the car, but the use of his mirrors would not be as frequent as necessary.
Take a left at the traffic lights, please. Straight away you can tell you can drive.
I'll be sneakily driving the other one, but
I think if driving, it's once you start driving,
it's not like riding a bike, innit?
It's like cycling. Yeah, you just can't forget. There is people who will go abroad and come back, and because they've driven a different country, they want to drive on these roads again.
Yeah.
You just can't forget.
Driving along this road, you can tell my uncle is an experienced driver. The gaps he's getting through, no learner or a newly passed driver would do this.
Says you can put this on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay, now
YouTube.
Better choose my words carefully.
TikTok. You enjoy yourself. Drive the way you want. Say what you want.
No, I'm just saying, like before, like in the past, I used to be a getaway driver, innit? So.
When you say getaway driver, right at the end, what do you mean by getaway driver?
Well, people like doing jobs.
What sort of jobs?
You know, post office, banks, jewelers.
Robberies.
Yeah.
And you used to run away.
I used to be the driver.
Now you're driving with L plates. Then take your first right, please. Stop somewhere on the left. Don't worry about the drives, okay? Just stop somewhere on the left. I'm happy then. Okay. Just indicate off. And when you're ready, carry on driving, please. of the road, take a left for me.
Once we take this left, you will hear a horn beep. The woman behind us was not happy. She was speeding on a 30-mile-per-hour road, maybe doing 40 or 50, but we did slow her down. This would be a fault for the driver.
And then at the traffic lights, take a right, okay? You failed already.
Does that law still apply when, like, now, like, you know, I can't see the wheels of the back of the car?
So we refer to as tires and tarmac.
Okay.
So you should be able to see the tires and the
bit of
road
tarmac.
surface when you stop behind the vehicle.
Okay.
But everything when we stop, I'll go through everything with you. What I think where you can improve. Again, you got really good control over the car. I can see that.
You know, my biggest problem is going to be using sat nav.
You've never used that now.
No.
Okay, we might put that on a bit as well.
Because they're all like different, aren't they? Each car has a different way of using it.
You wouldn't. Most people use Google Maps now on their phone anyway. I don't use the one in my car. It's all the same. It is the same.
I woke up yesterday, read my Fajr, went back to bed, felt thirsty, and I wanted to use the toilet, and someone else was in there, and then came downstairs, saw the letters,
Oh, the license came through.
and saw on one a brown envelope, and I felt it, and it felt like a card. First I thought it might be a credit card. I thought I fucking don't need one of them. And at the same time my heart was beating because I was expecting it around about, say, between 10th and 15th of August,
They give you about 21 days or something.
and then quickly opened it. Didn't even bother going to the toilet.
So, since what date now have you got that license? Does it
it's
start
been issued,
fresh
yeah,
or?
it started on the 23rd.
I know the license shows that, but how long has it been showing that you've been driving? Because you're not
It doesn't say. I don't know.
new driver now, are you?
Yeah. It doesn't.
So does it show how long you've actually held that for?
Nah. It doesn't. That's what I was trying to look for it on it, and it never mentioned. It just says you can use your license now from the 23rd.
If I don't give you directions, just continue straight ahead, okay?
Okay. wanting to drive it, but
Follow signs for Solihull. Sorry, we will talk in a bit. Follow signs for Solihull. What were you saying?
I've been wanting to drive the one we've got
Yeah.
so badly. Like, when I knew Zafirin's gonna start moaning.
That's auto, right?
Huh?
Automatic?
Yeah, that's automatic. I've driven it, taken it out to the drive and parked up and that kind of stuff and drove it up and
Yeah.
down the road. I said, how can I have a car, right? Yes, have my name and I can't even really drive it.
Is that your name?
Yeah. Because I had the one got mobility in it for Nimrock. Because when she last broke down, I thought we was all sitting in the, we was coming from Star City and it broke down.
Yeah.
And I said, that's enough. I've had enough now. She needs a new car.
It's good. Feels so much better being able to drive out legally.
It does, yeah. My problem now is going to be mostly finding my way around people's.
You know most of the roads.
It's just like
Getting A to B is not a problem. But we will put the sat nav on at some point, and we'll see if we can get on well with that. You know the roads quite well.
you know when like I've been sitting with people. I knew the roads before.
Yeah.
Knew where I used to go and never I've no sat navs there.
Yeah.
It's just that, you know, sometimes like the roads have changed, and when you're sitting with other people,
Yeah.
you don't really concentrate on where you're going.
Yeah. Even I
It's
started
like,
driving.
trust me, if I was you used somebody to come to my house in the car,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to do it. Honest, and bashes.
Even when I started driving, I was using the A to Z Atlas. The sat nav has made it so much easier. Nowadays, the kids go passing and they don't have to do that.
Yeah.
So you know that.
So maybe I'm not going fast enough because it says 60 and I'm not.
That was just
doing-
telling us that you're getting too close, maybe to a vehicle. But
Oh, okay.
there was nothing there. It was just a bend in the road. Okay, I want you to follow signs for Shirley. Okay. So follow signs for Shirley. If you don't see the sign, let me know. I'll tell you which way it is. So just follow signs for Shirley.
Here, I've had to get onto the steering wheel. He was moving from the right hand lane towards the left lane, no mirrors checked, neither was there any indication, and there was that white vehicle on the left.
So it's over there, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's gone on drive.
tested now, aren't you?
Yeah, that was.
Again, I will go through everything. I just want to see how you're going to drive, okay? And I'll go through a lot of information with you. The more experience you start getting on the road, the easier it will become for you.
According to the highway code, the general rule is to maintain or keep driving on the left hand side unless
Just
you're
like
thinking about overtaking or
driving
taking a
on the
right.
road.
This is when you should be occupying the right hand lane. The driver remained on the right hand lane since the roundabout had no intentions to move back to the left.
Okay, follow signs for Alton for me, please.
Alton.
Please.
Well, I know in the past I used to be like a bit of a fast driver,
Mm-hmm.
and now I don't. You know, like,
You go out of it.
I just want to just cruise. Just miss that feeling of just having your music on and just going for a little cruise.
So would you get insured on that vehicle straight away then?
Yeah, I rang them up yesterday, but the guy who deals with the mobility stuff, he wasn't available, and they says he'll get back to me, but so far he hasn't got back to me.
And that was because of your leg, wasn't it?
Yeah. And plus because I had my lung removed as well and everything in it, and then there was ultimately complications. It's like now, truthfully, in their eyes, I'm more or less handicapped person. I can't even walk from, say, like, from my house to Ladypur Road without stopping once.
Wow. Would you be able to focus on driving for long enough? At the moment you have.
Still want me to follow Alton?
Alton, please. Okay, Alton was left, but you can't obviously go left now. So just
do a
continue.
full turn.
You can do that, yeah. Just signal right. safe in the car with me. Just, you're not going nowhere you shouldn't be. Left at the roundabout.
Because even like the roads, the way they've, changed the housing and
Yeah.
flowering and all that stuff, it's all like feel completely different.
But how good of a feeling do you think this is for me? Sitting as a kid, getting driven around by you, now checking how if you're driving, how you're driving is.
True. Expect so many bumps on this road.
These haven't been here for that long, I don't think. Actually, they've been here for a while. They're not that bad. When you go to Spark Hills side,
Yeah, it's
Stony
side
side,
there, it's really bad.
it is really bad.
But them roads need it in a way as well, because you
Yeah.
got bloody mad drivers there.
Yeah.
Have you had really like difficult drivers where you've been telling them to do something or they can't get it into the head to do something?
There's a lot like that who just can't get it in the head or takes them very, very long time. I think it's more foreigners who are not used to these roads. They just can't get the grasp of how and why we should be doing it this way. And once they understand, it makes a lot more sense to them, and they will keep doing it. But I've never had a bad drive, I would say, where they just couldn't drive. To start off with, I did have one woman. Whenever I used to tell her to brake, she used to start screaming. So if I brake, the car's going to stop. So then you'd have to go to a side road and let them brake a little bit, and going into a car park. Everyone's different, and we have to be patient. And sometimes you hear stories about instructors that they shout and they swear and they get upset and don't want to give people lessons. It's part of the job. You can't have
True, yeah, you won't have no business if you kept doing
exactly. And you can't have everyone perfect driving. Now for me, it's quite easy because I know you got control over the
that.
car.
Yeah.
And if everyone was like this, the job, of course it'd be really, really easy. You're going right at the traffic lights. Lights, I want you to take a left, please.
Nobody crowd then?
Yeah. take your first left again, please. And then at the roundabout, take a left for me. Right at the traffic lights again, please. Follow signs for me again, please. So follow signs for city centre. Take a left into that farm food car park. And then take your first right for me, please. Okay, at the end, take a left for me.
You don't really have to indicate here, do you? Do we?
You should do. And then anyway on the right hand side, okay, I want you to reverse into one of those bays for me, okay? So reverse any bay you want, reverse into one of those. Okay, with this car,
That's
the
the lift.
button. Okay, I'm happy there. Just secure the car and just switch the engine off for me, please.
You just have to put your
Just-
foot down
No,
on
no,
the
just
clutch.
press that button, it's fine. Okay, perfect. Now at the start I did say I feel like you're gonna have good control over the car, okay? I think that was just before we started these cameras, okay? But my job was to see if you're able to drive, if you're able to drive safe on the road, and if it was a test, maybe would you have passed the test? Because majority of people who come for a mock test, they want to see if they're ready for a test. With you, it's slightly different. You've already got your license. It's more of a refresher lessons, okay? If it was a test and you had to re-go for your test, you would have failed, and you'd have failed on quite a few things. Okay, and I'm going to just mention it to you. But this is something we can practice on the way back. Keep practicing when you're driving. And
You want to drive, then you're going.
No, you can drive. If you don't want to, then of course.
No, it's just
But the more practice for you, obviously, the
Yeah.
better. Considering you want to drive, is this Saturday for the wedding?
already, yeah.
Okay. Now, the first serious fault was on Robin Hood Lane, heading towards the Robin Hood Island. When I was saying to you, follow the Shirley
Yeah,
fourth
yeah.
exit, you were just starting to go into that left-hand lane.
Yeah.
There was a white Golf.
Yeah, on the left, yeah.
Okay, so white Golf on the left, and I got to get in the steering wheel. Why do you think that would have been a serious fault?
Because of accident.
It could have been an accident, but we haven't used our mirrors to
True,
see
yeah.
if someone's there.
Yeah, I
At
never.
times, you have used your mirrors really well. So, example where, again, Robin Hood, not Robin Hood Island, Highfield Island, where I don't know if you've seen the small Tesco. You followed the road round, you came off to the left, there was a bus there, and you checked your mirrors and signal and moved to the right. But in that case, you didn't. Second serious fault would have been on Robin Hood Island, how you're trying to change lanes.
Okay.
No problem. All right.
Hmm.
You wanna
No, it was
reply
just,
or you wanna call?
it's just photos.
I've got plenty of time. I'm chilling. You can do what you like.
No, it's just photos of.
Okay. Then it was the Robin Hood Island, following it around. Okay, you're trying to change lanes. First, we're not checking our mirrors, and you're going left. You managed to get from the right lane into the middle lane, but then you've tried to go from the middle to the left, and there was cars passing. So I put the press my brake, and I told you stay on the right. You did try to do the right thing by coming off on the left, which you should do, because normal driving is always done on the left according to the highway code. Right hand lane is used to, what's the right hand lane used for?
Take over.
Overtaking someone, or if we're about to take a right.
Yeah.
So again, there was vehicles, then you would have started to obstruct them, so I've kept you on the right hand lane. Your third serious fault, since that island, you remain in the right hand lane all the way. How many cars passed us on the left?
Tell you the truth, I never noticed that. You know.
You didn't notice?
No.
But you don't notice any cars passed us.
Nah, because I was just mostly concentrating on the speed, really.
Okay.
I thought I'm going straight, right? And I'm just going to concentrate on my speed until you tell me to either left or right.
So I did tell you then to follow signs for
Oh, was it Alton?
Alton.
Yeah.
You came back to the left because Alton was going left. Otherwise, you'd have stayed in the right lane.
True.
Okay.
True, yeah.
So now think about this for Saturday as well, because you might be driving on the motorway. Okay. Now, left-hand lane is used for normal driving. So if there's no one on the left, or you got space to be on the left following traffic, then always drive on the left. Now, if you go on the motorway and start using the right-hand lane or the middle lane and don't use the left-hand lane and no traffic around, you can get done for that. You can get points and you can get a fine. This they refer to as hogging lanes. Okay. So here's something new since when you've driven. But you can't hog lanes. You can get points and you can get a fine. Okay. But even generally, should you always be driving on the left? Your fourth serious fault, you have been over speeding. So on 20-mile-per-hour roads, you have been doing 30. Okay. Now these are definite serious faults. Okay, which obviously would have been practice, refresh your driving skills, and then you'd go for a test and pass. But you don't need to. Now, other things I'm going to tell you to be careful about, which you mentioned before we started on these cameras. These tight gaps you get through. Now, I felt like you're comfortable, and sometimes you were very, very slow. But at Woodstock, I think it was on Woodstock Road, the way you were going through gaps, they're just too tight.
That's wrong.
You're definitely wrong. You're better off waiting, letting cars pass, and then continue driving. So when it's too tight, don't go. Another thing is your mirrors. You don't use your mirrors, especially your right and left mirror. Okay, now me and you, if we're driving down the motorway, I'm going to say that again, for 20 miles, do we need to check our mirrors?
Yeah.
Why?
In case people want to overtake or...
The cars might want to overtake, so someone might be on your right, someone might be on the left, might be emergency vehicles. You don't know what's going to happen. So every few seconds we should be checking what's behind us. You do check this.
Yeah,
no, maybe not, but you do check it. But left and rights is non-existent. Now, even when you take lefts and rights, you don't check these mirrors. Now, just say we're at a traffic light for a while. This wasn't the situation while you were driving, but it can be a future scenario. We're at traffic lights for a while. You're going left at these traffic lights. You've signaled, but you haven't checked your mirrors. Can that be dangerous?
Very dangerous.
Why?
Because crash into someone.
There might not be another car there, but cyclists.
Yeah, cyclists
are very likely to come on these sides. Okay, so especially when you've been for a while, keep checking these mirrors. Going left, check your mirrors. When that roundabout, when I said we can't go left for Alton now, and you made a good decision by going all the way around. because that's what it should be, and that's what they expect you to do on your test. That's the safest way of doing it, or going straight ahead. But then we'd have to go all the way around to get to where we want to be. But when you came off that roundabout, 2-lane roundabout, you haven't checked your mirrors again. Okay, so it mirrors. Sorry, I forgot to mention this.
Mirror signal.
Mirror signal maneuver. Even this maneuver now, if you'd done it on a test, you'd fail.
What, this reversing back?
Reversing back in here.
Come.
I know you're in the bay. You haven't checked your blind spots. So there was a learner car here. You seen that when we were in, or you should have seen it. It was an Audi. But you haven't even checked how close or how far. So when you were at an angle, you just looked in that mirror and reversed back to get in this bay. You should be looking if someone's there. Again, on a test situation, they would fail you, because you would have to look in your blind spot while doing your maneuvers. Yeah? Anything you want to ask me?
You got a fact?
You got